Cat cannon. Hello, my fellow fight philosophers. We got a lot to go over for UFC 310, last minute dynamic picks. Let's get right into it. First fight that I want to mention is Chase Hooper versus Clay Guida because, hello, what is the dynamic? That's a new thing we're going to talk about here is what is the dynamic? These are dynamic picks. So how can we analyze the dynamics between these fighters? So you got Chase Hooper, you got a young man, he's young, he's scrappy, he's a little skinny, but he's looking good. He's never been finished. He's grounded in reality, and he has that ground game, which is a really good combo. You want to be grounded in reality, ground game. That's how you get Chase Hooper. He kind of reminds me of an Olympic marmot, which is the state animal of Washington, of which he is from. Coincidence? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe he is a marmot. But you have this young man going against oldie McOld but classic Clay Guida. He's in his 40s at this point. His record might be shaky, but he is not done yet. No, sir, he is not. He's thick. Clay Guida, he's thick. He's durable. But he's got, like I said, he's got the sketchy record. So picture if you had a father and son fight. That's kind of what this is going to look like. And, so are you going to take old man strength? Or are you going to take young, rejuvenated? That's kind of the mix right here. I think I'm going to go Chase Hooper because I just feel like he's a little bit more dependable. Clay Guida, sketchy. Not him as an individual. We love him. Uncle Clay. Prelims. Party. Prelims. Party. Prelims. Oh, party. Prelims. So there's been a bit of, I wouldn't call it a controversy, but some people are a little upset that Aljamain Sterling is on the prelims, and I can't really tell if I'm one of those people because at the end of the day, the fight's the fight. Maybe it just gets more people to tune in. I'm glad people have Aljo's back because we should have Aljo's back. I mean, he is that guy. Aljamain Sterling is always underestimated by people all over the place, and it really pisses him off. I don't really think that helps his performance, but it's annoying to see. He's going against Movsar. He's undefeated, but the rarity about it, he's decision comfortable. So when it comes to a grind, he actually is coming out on top in that instance. And I think that's a lot of times where Aljamain finds his success is through out-grinding people. So I think this is going to be a really amazing fight. It's a really amazing matchup. Two people who are absolutely dominant as hell. I feel like it's going to be Movsar, though. I'm so sorry, Aljamain. I just think when it comes to the battle of the grind, he's got a little bit more of that grind in him. But it's going to be really exciting. It's going to be... I feel like it's going to be all over the place. Some hits up top, bit of grappling. We're going with Movsar, though, and I think it's going to be via decision. Oh, Anthony Smith. What a man. We all have a little bit of love for Anthony Smith, am I right? Yeah, and we all have a little bit of love for Dominic Reyes, am I right? Yeah. It's a little bit of a cursed fight, though, if you ask me. Not only is it the John Jones defeated club, but it just feels like it's kind of been circulating around and hasn't been happening. Lionheart and the Devastator have both been looking a little bit apprehensive lately. I mean, Dominic Reyes, he's coming from a very magical performance against John Jones. I mean, some people, including Anthony Smith, like to believe that he won. I'm not sure if Anthony Smith thinks he won just because that kind of favors the... No, let's not get into that. But a lot of people think that he's won, and Dominic Reyes, his, recent KOs have been to some real dogs. I mean, like Yuri. Yuri's no joke. At the time, maybe we weren't recognizing how powerful and dangerous Yuri really was, but we know that now. And so he has gotten KO'd, I think, 4 times in a row, Dominic Reyes, lately. That's not looking good, and, definitely adding to the apprehension, but at least it's losing to some dogs. He's been losing to dogs. Like and he just beat Justin Jacoby. That's good. The thing, though... is that Anthony Smith, in his own words, he doesn't give a fuck about winning. He just wants to break something. I'm not sure I believe him. Just because of the apprehension I've been seeing lately, I hope that he does break something. I hope that they break each other. It'll be very lovely to watch. 2 trained killers. They really are. But will they come out of their shell again? Will they be the men who we know them to be when they're not apprehensive? I think it could be really great. It's really hard to say who's going to come out on top, but I want to go with Anthony Smith just because he's had an easier time lately, it seems. And Dominic Reyes has been going... But if you were to vote in favor of Dominic Reyes, could be a really good payout since nobody believes in him right now. Main event, we have an interesting fight to start us out. One of my favorite country boys, Nate Landwehr, Nate the Train Landwehr. He's crazy. I'm here for anything that he has to say, simply because it's always a thought I've never had myself, and it's interesting to learn that way. He's going against Doo-Ho Choi, who hasn't fought in a while. I mean, 2021, and he's coming off of 2 losses, but he wants to knock you out. He definitely has that power, so I think it's going to be really explosive. Like, that's what both people are going to be looking for. They're going to be wanting to hit each other bang bang in the head, so it should be pretty great. Rugged Nate Landwehr versus clean cut Do-Ho. So we like that. If you were to picture Superman, the Korean Superboy, right, stopping a train, that's Nate. He's the train. He's trying to stop this train from derailing. It's got all these passengers on it. They gotta save it. It's gonna be something like that. But I'm going with Nate. I'm going with Nate because I can't. Again, these are about vibes, and there's something about what he says when he gets the mic. It's just, we'll see. We will see this time what he has to say. Then, oh my god, speaking of country, we got another country boy. Thug Nasty, Bryce Mitchell. Many of you know his name, and if you don't, you do now. He's my favorite flat earther. There's a lot of flat earthers out there. I can tell you which one's my favorite. Okay, it's tied, him and Nina Drama. But we got 2 flat earthers. Crone Gracie, his opponent, also does not believe the earth is round. That's fine. Jesus is my seatbelt, as Bryce Mitchell says. He doesn't also believe in seatbelts. We don't really have to get into all that. Both of them are for real grapplers. The only Gracie that's left in the UFC, going against someone who has been really proving himself in the submission category, which is just really interesting when you're alone on the farm. I don't really know how you practice that. Bryce Mitchell is coming off of a pretty nasty KO to Josh Emmett. I mean, I'm sure many of us are aware. It was a bit ugly, but you know what? It happens to all of us. And I believe in him. And I believe in him to win because I simply believe that he has more to lose. And I think that he's going to push that pace and he's just going to be a little bit hungrier. I think it's going to be the battle of the submission, but I don't think anyone's going to get that. I think it's just going to be a battle of the submission. It's going to go to decision. Let's go Bryce Mitchell. Thug Nasty. This fight, I feel like everybody, listen, Ciryl Gane versus Alexander Volkov is the hottest fight of the night. And by hot, I mean big sexy. I mean big sexy man to another big sexy man, and they are huge. Boom! And they're going to really clash it out. It's going to be really amazing. Big man, athletic. It's going to be on the feet. You know, these guys don't want to grapple. They want to strike. I think it will be exciting that way. In terms of the pace, I think the pace is definitely going to push. We always want to see that with our big heavyweights, you know. These are the athletic heavyweights. We love to see that. Both of these guys are absolute freaks of nature that simply carry weight differently. It's going to be extremely exciting. I think that it could end up in a TKO, but I think as well this is going to go to decision. Oh my gosh, you never know what is going to happen. But what we do know is that Volkov is that guy. And that if anyone were to get knocked out, it would be at the fate of his hands. And so, you know what? I'm going Volkov. I'm going Volkov because he's proved reliable and he is not done yet. And I think he can do it against Ciryl Gane. I think he might TKO it. Yeah, that might be crazy to say. I don't give a damn. Okay, we made it. Co-main event. Nomad. Future. Nomad versus Future. Oh, popular. You're gonna be popular. What happens when you take a What happens when you take a nomadic person and you put them against the future? Yep. Danger on all sides. This is 5 rounds. I've been waiting for this, okay? I am not the only person who's on the Shavkat and the Ian Gary hype train. What is this fight? Other than amazing, other than fireworks. Incredible co-main event. Could not be asking for anything else other than this fabulousness. Someone is losing their undefeated record. That's pretty crazy to think about. And they're not just undefeated, like, you know, they've been doing well in the UFC. I think that it's like a 5-5 or 6-5 in the UFC. They're really well matched for each other. This is perfect. We got Shavkat is a sticky submission artist. I mean, when he choked out Jeff Neal, you know, it looked like he was dying. He was standing up. I mean, he was getting beat up by getting his ass beat by Jeff Neal, where, so Shavkat was getting his ass beat by Jeff Neal, and Ian Gary was dominating in his fight against him. So it's really interesting because it's tempting to be like, oh, well, Shavkat finished. He got the job done, but he was losing kind of, before that. So it's a really beautiful matchup. These guys are absolutely perfect for each other. They've sparred in the gym, but that's irrelevant, so don't listen to that BS. Okay, sparring is not real. That's not real fighting. Most fighters will tell you that. Quick note on Shavkat, he's an actual nomad. Like, he actually is. Like, it's very, very cool. If you want to learn a little bit more about his culture in Kazakhstan, it's really worth checking out. And he's a really interesting person. These guys have fought and beat the same guys. That is so compelling. We really want to see that. Yeah, Shavkat, I think most people have it, but I'm so sorry to say I am voting in favor of Ian Gary. Why? Simply because of the crazy factor. I think that his being upset all the time is working, and this is just another case where people are doubting him, you know, really overlooking him. I think we're starting to recognize, like, his legit skill set. Ian Gary is legit, okay? If you don't get that by now, get away. Don't even talk to me. I don't even want to talk to you. He's everything he says he is. He actually is. And I really love to see that. It's very cool to see his confidence really play out. That's what I love about him. And it's crazy. He's got have you heard of his 6-fight plan to be the champion? Have you heard of it? The 6-fight plan? Okay. Well, we're on number 5. And if you ask me, he's 100% correct. If he gets this win, especially in a dominant fashion, number 6 will be for the title. Okay. How many people can correctly predict their lives in this way? Future. I love Ian Gary. I love Shavkat. Wow. It's going to be amazing. I think Ian Gary, because this is going to be a 5-round fight and he has proven to be more decision comfortable, I mean, he's the only one who's decision comfortable. I think he can weather the storm. I think he can push the pace. I think that he's going to be the one who's controlling the space. And I think because of that, all his problems are going to go away. As Dean Thomas put it, all his problems are going to go away when he wins. It's going to be great. More to lose. Fuck the haters. Just want to say that. We're about the future. Love you, Shavkat. Love you. But we're on that future train. So we're going with Ian Gary, and we're going via decision. I think it's going to be a grind out. I'm always saying decision, guys. It's because I just don't want to see anybody die. That's not... Okay. Moving on to our main event. This is a once-in-a-lifetime moment in the UFC. This has literally never happened before. I mean, somebody feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I do not think that anybody's debut in the UFC has been to fight for the belt. It's absolutely incredible. We have Kai Asakura. He's coming in from Pride. He's famous, okay? He's got this name, but many UFC fans don't know, including myself, had no idea who he was. But when you check him out, he's absolutely sensational. However, he has been KO'd. It's in there. It's happened. Doesn't even matter. He's sensational. And he's really funny. He says in his private time that he's very cute. And I believe that. He's cute in his public time, too. Alexander Pantoja is a pretty rough matchup, though. I don't think that Kai Asakura is going to be able to beat our cannibal animal who wants to eat you, because Pantoja has seen some real life shit. Okay? And not only that, but his ferocious style and refusal to get finished has proven to make him extremely durable. And while some of his decisions have been, controversial, some people don't think he has won that. One thing that is not under debate is how successful his forward pressure really is. And I think that's just it. He's going to forward pressure him to the end. We got another decision win for Pantoja. That's the prediction here. These are flyweights. Knocking each other out is less likely, but shit. Okay? Wouldn't that be fucked up? In my opinion, if Kai gets knockout over Pantoja, he does indeed deserve the belt. The ranking systems aren't even real, so let's just forget about that. Yeah. Pantoja versus Asakura. This is a really, really once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to tune in and see some history being made. Could we have our first ever Japanese champion of the UFC? I think we're overdue for that. But to be honest, I'm on Pantoja's side, so we might not see it. I don't think we're going to see it. I think Pantoja's going to crush, he's going to seal the deal. He'll be in there doing his forward pressure, he'll be, he'll just jump out of you. You know how he does, where he just kind of like jumps out of you? Oh, it's going to be amazing. Lastly, I just want to say, happy early birthday to my girl, Laura Sanko. It's her birthday that night on this Saturday, the last pay-per-view of the year. Laura Sanko, happy birthday. You're amazing. Love you've done the sport. You're such a great role model for so many people, and you really make this a better space. And so I am happy that one of your favorite fighters, Shavkat, is going to be on the card. But, ooh, it's not the person I have to pick to win. But anyway, happy birthday, Laura. You're so great. And everybody, tune in for some history. Are we always saying that? Yeah. But that's why we love the sport. It's history, history, history all the time. So let's check it out. UFC 310. You heard it here. Dynamic instability. Love you all.